Hey everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. So yesterday I reported that over 300,000 votes had just vanished. The ballots were checked in at the post office and then not checked back out. There was no verification that they had gone out to the Secretary of State or Registrar of Voters. Many of these states have rules in place that you can't. It's not only that it has to be postmarked by the day of election, they have to actually receive it. They have to have it in hand by the day of election to be counted. So many of those votes will not even be counted, even if they find them. So they were having another hearing this morning. I'll report on that later and let you guys know where that's at. But some other information came in that's just, I don't know. I mean, I hate to say this is a conspiracy and this was done on purpose, but I don't know how you account for this. So yesterday, USPS, that's the US Postal Service, processing rates just fell off a cliff. As I mentioned yesterday, voting groups and groups that kind of watch over processing rates say that the Postal Service should be able to process 97% of the mail that comes in each day, and that those numbers have been lagging. Well, we got some really shameful information this morning. In Atlanta, their processing rate yesterday was 82.2%. Horrific, but it gets worse. In central Pennsylvania, it fell to 61.3%. Philadelphia fell to 66.3%. Detroit was at 78.86%. Greensboro, North Carolina was at 72%. Lakeland, Wisconsin was at 76%. That is pathetic. And the majority of those are areas that are now in question, that are hanging in the balance, where the race could go either way and it's like on a razor's edge. And again, many of those areas, even if they find those ballots, they can't be counted now because they didn't have them in hand on the night of the election by 5 p.m. or 8 p.m., whatever their cutoff was. I know mail-in ballots increased this year, but they knew. It's not like they didn't have months and months of notice so that they could prepare for this and hire the appropriate number of people to process the mail. In fact, they did the opposite. In fact, Trump's little lackey, Louis DeJoy, cut mail processing over the last few months. This was so obviously just their way of sabotaging mail-in voting because they knew that the majority of the people mailing in their votes would be Democrats. So this is sickening that this is happening in America. Again, it's becoming like a third world country. It's a banana republic. And as I said, ballots had to be received as of yesterday. So here's the states that require ballots to be received by the day of the election: Arizona, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Georgia. So again, almost all of the ones that I just noted, all of the areas that fell off on their processing. Other states, you just have to have the ballot postmarked by the day of the election. As long as it's postmarked by that day, they know that you made an effort, you sent it in on time. It still can be counted after Election Day. And it varies depending on the state as to how many days after the election that they'll count those votes. So I suspect that if Biden doesn't win, that he will probably file a lawsuit, that there will probably be Democratic lawsuits because there's no reason for this. And of course, there's been all kinds of games in the past in Georgia. It's why Stacey Abrams lost, because they kicked something like, 500,000 people off the voter rolls at the last minute because the person she was running against also happened to be the Secretary of State at the time. So, yeah, He's literally the one in charge of that. And it just so happened that a large majority of those people were Black voters and were likely to vote Democratic and likely to vote for Stacey Abrams. But yeah, Brian Kemp made sure that the people who were likely to vote for her were kicked off the voter rolls just in time for the election, but not too far ahead that they had a chance to fix anything, any of the reasons that he had, the excuses he used for kicking them off in the first place. Anyway, guys, I will let you know when I hear more. As always, like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching and listening. I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Thanks for listening to Plants and Politics. The only way we can take our country and power back is to spread the truth and build an army. So remember to like, follow, subscribe, and share on Facebook, YouTube, and wherever you listen to your podcasts. Thanks again.